Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings and salutations. Jason Davidson alongside Mr. Lance Wynn, working with JVI Productions. And boy, oh boy, a 6-6 matchup in every way between the Peterborough Timbermen and the Toronto Monarchs. These teams, Lance, met in January in Peterborough in a game that ended 11-10 in overtime.
Yeah, so Jason, is much anticipated. Both these two teams need a win. Of course, Toronto riding a 2-game win streak. Peterborough riding a 2-game losing streak. So with even records, the playoffs looming over the horizon with just one weekend left after this one for the playoffs. Boy, I tell you, this is a must-win for each of these two teams, and I expect the same sort of thing. Really only a one-goal differential between both these two teams.
There you go. Let's meet our starting goaltenders for tonight for Peterborough. Ethan Robertson, while Toronto will counter with Joel Watson.
Should be good. And another all-star officials crew out there, of course, as Mac Daddy Abbott is out there with Kyle Coulter and Jacob the Stash Singleton.
There you go. We are underway here at track. And there he is, Parker Pfeiffer. Early possession for the Monarchs. Plays it back. It's Riley Ford. Returns it to Pfeiffer. Pass in low, just out of the way of Tanner Buck, who leads the league, by the way, with 35 goals this season. And a great chance down low there for Ford as he's taken down, and Peterborough will bring it the other way.
Well, Toronto, good ball movement early on in their first offensive possession, and surprisingly enough, that pass right down to Tanner Buck on the crease usually handles that easily. Couldn't do it, but dodging a bullet. Get a good look now at the Peterborough offense, see what they bring to the table.
Namely, the captain, Cam Milligan, 84 points this season, 23 goals, 61 helpers. There's a shot coming from Angus Rodden off the mark.
Well, Milligan, of course, is their number one guy. He's their facilitator, leading scorer, and I think in this case you got to keep an eye on the transition game, and I think the difference is going to be with Patrick Thompson, the lead transition guy on Toronto, and Mr. Gasparetti, who's tracking down this loose ball here. He's an outstanding offensive player with exceptional speed.
Peterborough with possession here. Shot clock at a dozen. Looking to create, being closely watched. There's the shot from Gasparetti. And Toronto will bring it the other way. With some speed, it's Merrick Lemmy. Lemmy being watched closely, finds almost connected with Ford there. Slightly broken up. Ford gets it right back, though, and plays it over to Pfeiffer.
Good job by Ford. It's going to come down to the battle to the loose balls and who's able to track them down the best. That one almost rolled off the shin pad.
That one almost
and
snuck
over
through.
The line.
Very close. And here's Nick Baffia now for Peterborough. He'll head off. Rodding. Sends it across.
I think it's going to be interesting to see, Jason, how the Toronto defense adjusts to Cam Milligan. Cam, not exactly your fastest of fleet, but very crafty. So see if they don't single and try to keep him as far away from the dotted half circle as possible.
I believe we have a delayed penalty coming up here. So Peterborough, barring a goal, will get the first power play of the game. That shot is knocked down. And Lance, Peterborough coming in 62% on the man advantage this season.
Yeah, they have lived on the power play. That's been one of their strengths. And you see here, and I think it's going to be another thing for the coaching staff for Toronto to stay disciplined. The more shorthand opportunities you give these teams, the further chance you have of falling behind in this game.
So Cohen Jennings takes a seat for 2 or less. Holding the call. So that dangerous Timbermen power play goes to work.
Well,
Milligan quarterbacking.
This is where Milligan gets a chance to get his shot off.
Oh, got the low shot away. Watson able to handle it. And Thompson shorthanded in transition. Oh, nice save made by Ethan Robertson. He was ready.
Going to be a too many men on the floor call, and that's going to take care of that power play opportunity. But I told you about Patrick Thompson, transition guy. He's got great speed, good instincts. He knows how to leak out quickly and get ahead of the pack, and you saw that there. Just a good job. I think the crossbar may have saved Robertson a bit on that one there.
So, a little extra space on the floor for the next $1.24 here. So Rodding will serve for Peterborough. Jesso. That was nicely corralled on the other side. Shot comes in from Buck. And it's stopped. Breakout pass. Gasparetti and alone. Some great chances as we approach the 4-minute mark of quarter number 1.
Well, we've already seen Thompson with a breakaway chance, Gasparetti with a breakaway chance, and that gives you an idea. And you look at both these two netminders, probably two of the biggest goaltenders in the league. Mobility a little bit stretched, but they cover a whole lot of space. You'll see a lot of these players go to the bounce shot, try to keep it low. That's where the weakness will be.
Meantime, Dance lets the shot go. He's denied and will head off for a change.
Congratulations.
35 seconds left in the penalty.
Congratulations to Jordan Dance, just recently married. I think him and some of the boys made a trek to a destination wedding and had themselves a good time. We won't talk about the back flips or the front flips, so we'll leave that one in the closet.
Thompson lets it go and bounces through. Zach Thompson opens the scoring.
Well, great job by Zach Thompson, and you can see when you go in motion as a shooter, if you're able to put that ball and use the defender as a screen, awfully tough for that goaltender to pick that up. That ball placed beautifully nice and low in the 5-hole to beat Watson.
So both these teams coming in. I think Peterborough has the edge now, 168 goals overall as opposed to Toronto's 167.
Well, if that's an edge, Jade, it's awfully slight, I'll tell you that.
Indeed.
That's why we knew coming in this matchup it was going to be a good one, as these two teams, and with similar records, you figure somewhere down the line there's going to be a team that is not going to want to see either of these two in the playoffs.
Abbreviated power play now for Toronto. They're clicking just over 50% on the man advantage this season.
They've upped that. They didn't start off the season well, but done a good job to improve.
Pfeiffer down low. That's knocked down. Another breakout pass all the way for Nathan Schultzke. Trying to fight off Pfeiffer. Goes in. Watson gets a piece of it. We're back to even strength.
Well, you like Schultze. He does everything. He is your workhorse. He's all over the carpet, never gives up, high octane. You got to like his work ethic. He's one of those guys that the coaches love.
Lemmy drops it off for Ford and heads off for a change. Dawson Battersby will look to corral it off the boards, but it's picked up by Peterborough. Bafia. That pass was blocked.
Well, good job on defense by Aaron Walker. He knew that it was forced to the wrong stick side and limited opportunities. Did a good job to shield to one side and give Watson the opportunity to close it off.
Jameson Dilks will calm things down and leave it for Pfeiffer. Thompson. Just under 7 minutes gone. Here comes Buck. What a move. Ties things up at 1 with 8:18 to go in the first.
Well, I like Tanner Buck, and you could see he had 3 shots leading up to that one and changed the angle on each one. Wasn't able to find the mark, missed the net twice. Decided this time he was going to up the percentage, got closer to that net, and as soon as he goes airborne, very little chance of any of these netminders to stop that.
And that ups his goal tally to 36 on the campaign. So 1-1 is your score. Great start to this one here in Oakville at the track. A rare Saturday night start. Heidecker plays it back. McKenna. Buck. Right back in there. Jesso.
Now, I don't have the best counter, Jay, but I counted 6 on there, and there's still 6 guys on the floor right now. So it'll be pretty hard to argue. Net's full, so going to be another power play opportunity for Peterborough.
That's too many infractions already, and we're just 7 minutes gone in the first.
Well, that's one of the things you got to tighten up as a coaching staff. Of course, Nick Krepensek in his first season. The bench, though, along with him not in their first season. So experienced enough to know they'll have to clean that up.
Had a chance to chat with Peterborough head coach Mr. Joe Sullivan pregame, and he mentioned one of the big success rates, key elements of success for Peterborough on the power play is their quick ball movement, and they make, if you blink, you miss it. However, it's Thompson again, shorthanded, coming the other way, rings it off the bar.
Tell you that opportunity is going to be there. Thompson has great speed, and there aren't too many guys, with the exception of 88 in orange, who doesn't play on the power play unit that can keep up with him speed-wise.
40 seconds gone in the man advantage. That pass does not get through. Peterborough maintains possession, under 10 to go in the shot clock. That shot from Thompson is stopped. And Watson will take his time and weigh options. He'll play it up the floor, picked up by Harland. Chris Harland, number 11. Harland heads off as he leaves it for Buck.
Well, this would be a big penalty kill for Toronto if they can come away unscathed. Question is, you can only dodge a bullet so many times, so important that they limit the opportunities.
We'll take a break and come back with the rest of period. Quarter number 1. 6:46 to go in the first. Peterborough, Toronto tied at 1 still. 40 seconds remaining in the Timbermen man advantage. Here's Milligan now at his usual spot. Milligan feeds it over, gets it right back. Milligan elects to shoot and gets it through.
Well,
Making 85 points for the captain.
Unfortunate for the Monarchs. They did what they wanted to do, extend that power play out as far as you can away from that dotted half circle, but Cam Milligan has exceptional accuracy, and to beat Joel Watson up top from that far out, that shot was pinpoint.
And perhaps he's more of a playmaker given his over 60 assists, but yeah, like you said, Lance, that release is there.
Well, he anchors the offense, so everything goes through him, and as it should. So it's up to him to decide the best time to shoot, the best time to pass, and he's done a great job of balancing the two.
Peyton Wallace, the newcomer, wearing number 14.
I think the difference here in this game is going to be Jordan Dance and what he can do. Parker Pfeiffer, the ball hawk, he's always in the hunt and in the mix.
And that is a no-go. Pfeiffer, though, fearless when it comes to cutting to the net.
Fearless, going into corners, chasing down loose balls. There isn't a whole lot he won't do.
And he's not the biggest guy on the floor either.
Not at all, but I'll tell you, he's slippery when wet. That him and his brother, they're both a handful. They seem to always be around that ball no matter where it is on the floor.
Here's Thompson. To the aforementioned Pfeiffer. Evaluates the scene. Battersby joining in. Buck spins around. Away from Sands. Ford lets it go. And that's handled by Robertson.
Well, going to be a time to change up that tactic about going low. You can see once the netminder starts scooping those bounce shots up early, means that they've got their eye on that, and maybe time to go up top for a couple and then go back down low.
5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Can Peterborough get one away? Picked off. Here come the Monarchs. McKenna in alone. Steered aside. Robertson looked confident all the way on that one. Back comes Peterborough. McAlpine waiting for some help off the bench. It's Woods.
Well, Peterborough's going to need something from Jack McAlpine, too. He's going to have to contribute offensively as well if they're going to keep pace here. And that guy right there, Woods, another factor.
So far, the recipe for Peterborough, Lance, if you're wearing a letter on your jersey, well, guess what? You picked Twine. It's 2.
Well, you know what?
3-1 game.
That's when your lettermen have to step up, is now when you're in the stretch run, you're trying to establish position, you're playing for that third or fourth spot, and the seeding makes a difference heading into the playoffs, and those are the guys you want to step front and center when it matters.
And, of course, you had yourself an exciting one in Brampton up at Old Brampton Memorial last night.
Sure did. Had the Paris Riverwolves riding a 3-game losing streak come in against the hottest team in the league in the Express. They had won 7 straight, and that one 15-14 the final for Paris. And mind you, it was the first time in 4 games that Paris had their full lineup, so really made a difference. And, boy, that was a thriller right down to the last seconds of the game.
Play whistled down. Under 4 minutes to go now in the first. 3-1, Peterborough in the lead.
8-second call. Just took a little too long to get that one over the timeline, and officials doing a good job right on it.
Gesso across. Pfeiffer unable to corral. Regage it. Oh, wow. What skill down low. Loses possession, gets it right back off the end boards, and a little how you doing, tuck it around from behind.
Well, I tell you, that's the thing about the Fife dog. There's never any give up, and it doesn't matter what the play is. He's always going to follow it up, and that just gives you an example of the athleticism that he brings, not just the tenacity, but the fact that he's able to dive around after shaking off that hit and tucking it in short side. Very impressive goal for Pfeiffer.
And here he is again. Trying to get away from Lowe's. Dan's picking up the helper. 3-2 game. Here's Dance. Looking to tie it. Bounces it wide off the netting.
Well, you like to see Jordan Dance attacking that net, and he's got the most dangerous spin move in the league, so more than a handful to cover one-on-one. So you will see as this game goes forward as he slowly and surely ramps himself up.
Meantime, McNulty is denied, number 19. And here come the Monarchs. They try to tie things up in the late stages of this opening 15. Gesso. Menti. And sneaks it through. We are tied at 3.
Well, you love that because Cody Menzies out there, he does a lot of setting of screens and a little distraction work, and great to see him second season with these Toronto Monarchs, and great to see him now fit in nicely. They've got a lot of confidence in him, and to come off that screen and the bouncer 5-hole, nice work on Menzies' part.
So we are all square once again. Heidecker to McKenna.
I like the job that Ben Heidecker does. It's one of those jobs you don't get a whole lot of credit for, but in lacrosse, possession's 2/3 of the game, and he does a good job in the face-off circle. He's won the last 3.
Pfeiffer in a battle. Comes up with it. 5 on the shot clock. Nice pass there. Tanner Buck with a quick release.
Quick release underhand from the far side on target. I can't explain to you how difficult that is and how long you got to practice to be able to be that good to do that, and he does it on the regular.
Thompson down low. That shot coming from Jack McAlpine. And Toronto with possession. So we hit the final 90 seconds of the first. Ford. Menzies. Back to Pfeiffer. Now it's Gesso. 10 on the shot clock. Pfeiffer. That pass got partially blocked. And it'll be Peterborough the other way. Casparetti. Final minute of this first. And it's a breakaway. Who else? Thompson. Can he tuck it through? No.
Great job by Thompson to avoid a collision with Robertson. That would have sent him right to the penalty box late in this quarter.
Solid piece of back checking from Sam Parent there, too. There's a chance. Fresh 30 for Toronto. Nope, they'll whistle things down here. Timeout called by the Toronto Monarchs. 22.9 on the clock in the first. No. What is likely the final possession of this opening frame as Dance will walk it in.
Walk it in. Net empty for the extra attacker. So we'll see how well they execute this possession here.
Dance and Gesso back and forth. Running out of time. No, it's only 5 on the clock. Chance. Oh, Pfeiffer tried spinning around. They whistle things down. Hold on a second now. Time will run out on this first quarter as the officials are having a conversation with the Peterborough bench, Lance.
Well, I think the conversation is usually what happens is if there's contact with the netminder's stick when he's in the crease, it's usually a penalty. And I think that's what head coach Joe Sullivan's arguing. I think what head official Mac Abbott is countering with is the fact.
Jason Davidson back with you here alongside Lance Wynn. So Peterborough, they wrap up the regular season next week against Whitby. And Toronto, they'll be right here with another date against the Paris Riverwolves, fresh off their big victory in Brampton last night.
Yeah, those are two big games to wrap up the regular season. Tomorrow, a couple big games. You got a busy
day tomorrow.
Yeah, at the ILA, of course, the Oshawa Outlaws and the Oswegan Bears. They'll go head-to-head. First game, and then it'll be defending champion Whitby Steelhawks taking on a red-hot Six Nations Snipers team that have won 2 straight. So going to be interesting tomorrow and, of course, the way things unfold.
First game, of course, will be at 1. The second half, the double dip at 4, so you get a little break in between. Here comes McKenna for Toronto. McKenna with the pass. Pfeiffer just pushed it over the net.
I think that may have caught the cross at the top of the crossbar, but with the size of Robertson, he could have almost caught Pfeiffer in his arms and cradled him and put him down nicely on the other side.
Here's Dance now. That one off the glass.
So you see Dance, he's gone down a couple. Now he's going back up. Expect him to change that up.
Nice pass made there. And the save is made. Gasparetti, by the way, leads the league with 4 shorthanded goals this season. And just like that, the other side, see, that's what happens. Like quick transition play at both ends.
You blink
and you'll miss it. Exactly.
It's going to be a high sticking penalty. So the Monarchs are going to get a chance to go into power play here. This one will be a full power play.
So 6 goals so far, only 1 coming on the power play. That was from Peterborough.
Looks like it's going to be Sean Osborne for elbowing. And I think he just caught him with the elbow on the way by. First power play look here, full power play for these Monarchs.
Pfeiffer. There's a shot from Gesso, which is stopped. Gesso kind of leapt there trying to pick off the clearing pass. Nothing doing.
Well, a design play, right? You've got Robertson who can throw well, and you utilize that back door, so it's up to someone in the defense to get off as quick as they can, and the goaltender will launch it towards that back door with hopes the timing is perfect.
There he is again.
Well, that's the dancer. That's what he does.
Fleet of foot, and he strikes on the power play. 3 unanswered for the Monarchs. They lead 4-3.
Well, Jordan Dance always seems to have a plan, right? And coming into this one, you saw his shot selection, the way he worked it down, then went back up, and then you see there, utilized the screen, went back down again after rifling one just over the ear of Robertson and off the back glass. So Jordan Dance doesn't do anything by accident.
So 4-3 is your score. 2 minutes in to the second frame. Pfeiffer, Ford. Back to Pfeiffer, who picked up an assist on that go-ahead goal.
Well, Peterborough's not going to help their own cause. They're going to be in the penalty box again. Just a little too extra rough on Tanner Buck and trying to slow him up. And that's going to cost them another. And this Toronto Monarchs team has the potential at all times to go on a run. And when they do,
and they've been streaky too, Lance.
Very streaky, but I tell you, they can go on a 3, 4, 5 goal run very easily and very quickly. You could find yourself in a hole, and got to be very careful.
So just like that, Sean Osborne back in the box. 4-3 to score, each team with a power play goal so far. Nice return feed there, Gesso gets it to go. That did not take long. 11 seconds, Lance, to make it a 2-goal game.
Well, no, because they're just coming off a power play. So that power play unit's already warm, and now they're in rhythm. And the more opportunities you give them, the more likely they are going to score. And part of that issue, of course, again, which started it, not just the penalty, but Ben Heidecker's now won 4 draws in a row, and unless Morgan can slow him down, this Toronto team is going to go on another run here, now leading by 2.
So we'll see how Peterborough regroups. Bafia. So Dance and Buck with the helpers. Here's Woods now. So we approach the 3-minute mark of the second. Woods, the feed, rotting the shot off the mark. Takes a bounce, picked up by McKenna. Streaking down the near side. Gets it to you-know-who, Pfeiffer! I'll start calling him Mr. Down Low.
Well, you could call a Fife dog whatever you want. I tell you right now,
there's an abundance.
You'll be calling him often, that's for sure.
Second of the game, Toronto on a run, Lance.
And another tough goal, too. Yeah, it was a delayed penalty coming on the wraparound, and you saw it. That didn't slow Pfeiffer down enough that he couldn't tuck another one in that net.
So Pfeiffer, second of the night. And Toronto looking for more in the corner. It's Jennings. Takes a bump from McAlpine as they battle. Big hit there. Physicality starting to pick up. And Peterborough will come up with it. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs walking in. Tucks it past Watson. And that's exactly what Peterborough needed. Deficit trimmed to 2.
Well, prior to that, I was going to say if they're going to stay in this game, Stone Jacobs is going to have to do something, and they have him playing predominantly defense here, and this time allowed to stay out for some transition and saw the mismatch with Lemmy and decided to go right at him and took him one-on-one and found the back of the net.
So that ends Toronto's sequence of 5 unanswered goals. And here we are at 6-4, 3.5 gone in the second.
Big one for Peterborough for sure.
Here's Harlan for Toronto. Thompson. Well watched by Gasparetti. Thompson. Fights off Doherty. McKenna. Battersby. Gets it right back. Pfeiffer. Nice pass there to Battersby. He could do it all. 7-4 Toronto.
Beautiful ball movement. You could see Toronto, they are working well together. The ball movement, you can see the chemistry. Everyone's looking for the open man. There's not a selfish player out there. They're all willing to share, and it's certainly paying off. Like what your captain does or your letterman do, they get everyone involved on offense. They don't decide that the show is theirs, and if they see a guy opening or a guy they want to get going, you saw Battersby, you saw Gesso just pick up a goal. Those are guys that are part of the offense, but they aren't the focal point, so an excellent job to get them involved.
Well, you want to get that balanced scoring, right? It's always key. Here's Jacobs. Looking for another one. That's stopped by Watson. And Watson will play it to Lemmy. Looking for some help off the bench. Lemmy elects to shoot. That's stopped. And Lowe's will pick it up. Menzies loses. That was Lowe's rather losing his artillery. Lowe's. Nice pass made there to Milligan.
Well, you look at, we're at the 10-minute mark here this quarter, and this may be the first time we've seen Milligan on the floor offensively.
You see Dilks keeping a watchful eye on Milligan as well as he goes behind the net. Feeds it over to McAlpine. That's stopped. 5 minutes gone in the second. 7-4 Monarchs. Both teams coming in 6-6 records. This penultimate week 13. Regular season wraps up next weekend. Dance. Turns it to Pfeiffer. Across it goes to Buck. 7 on the shot clock. Buck lets it go. Low shot. Does not get through. Stretch pass. Gasparetti being watched. Can he get a shot away? Yes. Watson will make the save.
Good job by Harris just to cause enough of a distraction on Gasparetti to take away an angle.
Thompson. Pfeiffer, patient. Looking to spin around. Pass intended for Dance was partially blocked. Shot clock winding down as Battersby lets it go wide.
That will be a reset, 20-second
so it
reset.
is, okay, yeah.
I'm sure Peterborough may have fell asleep there, and Pfeiffer walked right in.
Well, luckily, got away with it, that's for sure.
Luckily, another good save by Robertson. He's been tested often here today.
Parent. Robertson had 49 saves in Peterborough's win over Toronto back in January. Here's a shot, and it gets through. 2-goal game, 8:09 to go in the second.
Tough one, but they say if the scouting report is if you are going to beat Joel Watson, it's going to be down low. Big up top goalie, and sometimes hard with the mask to see a whole lot that goes down with those pads. And I think that the case there is that one just trickled through. Give McAlpine some credit, though. They needed him to get on the scoreboard as well, and those 2 big goals now close the gap, and all of a sudden a little different scenario here in this second quarter.
Dilks plays it over to Harlan. Harlan crosses the center line. Harlan Nice pass made there for Pfeiffer as he goes behind the net. Lemmy spots Buck. Buck unable to squeeze through a pair of defenders, maintains possession. Oh, look at that behind the back by Pfeiffer. Oh, boy.
Tell you, he got a whole bag of tricks for you, does the Fife dog. And always impressive. He's already scored 2 different ways here.
Buck. That one off the mark, picked up. Pfeiffer, 5 seconds left on the clock. Can he let one go? Feeds it over. This Dance loses his stick. Shot clock expires.
Good defense.
Bit of a sloppy play there up the middle.
Well, it was. That was a good defensive play by Parker Sands to take the stick right out of the hands of Dance, but a little careless, not able to knock that ball down at least, and a quick turnover.
So it looks like we have a timeout here. 7 minutes remaining exactly in the second. Toronto with a 2-goal lead.
Good, bud.
7 minutes to go. Jason Davidson alongside Lance Wynn. Monarchs 7. Timbermen 5. Lots of game left.
Peterborough's
Lots
done a
of
good
road left.
Yeah, Peterborough's done a good job of getting a couple goals at the right times to put a halt to that Toronto run. I told you they're more than capable of putting together a 4 or 5 goal run, and good job by Peterborough to do something about that and counter effectively.
Woods. McAlpine with a goal this evening. Shot clock halfway gone. Woods' shot is off the mark. And it goes right back to Thompson. Running out of time. They got to let one go quick. That one caught a piece of the bar, looks like.
It sure did. A whole lot of the post. Everything but the mesh.
Pfeiffer again with a shifty move. Over to Ford. Now it's Buck. Buck looking for help. That shot partially deflected by Milligan. So it's a 20-second reset. Pfeiffer. Ford now. Being watched by Jacobs. Pass there goes off the end boards. And here comes Peterborough, as they're starting to show some life on the bench.
Well, I've been impressed with Cam Milligan's defensive effort on 2 possessions now. He's done a good job maintaining things on that left side of the floor and keeping Buck toned down a bit and trying to handle things with Dance as well. So good on the captain for this Timberman team to do a little everything that his team needs.
We're in the C, lead by example. Just over 5 minutes remaining. McAlpine steps into one, tucks it through, his second of the game, and it's 7-6.
That's a tight call. There must have been some serious backspin on that, because that spun right back out if it did go over the line. And the only justification we can say is that the officials have a better vantage point than we do, being down lower, but it certainly looked, and I'm sure if there was a challenge flag it would come out. Not the case, so it's a 1-goal game.
So a great response from Peterborough, obviously, after giving their captain for some props.
3 straight to get back in this game. Jack McAlpine has been a factor here in the second quarter.
Under 5 to go. Here comes Dilks for Toronto. Waiting for some help off the bench.
I mean, if you're Toronto, you're not upset with what you're doing. Offensively, you're getting the shots that you like. They're high quality. Robertson's made some good saves. They've rung a couple of posts and a crossbar, and that's just been the difference.
That shot off the mark. We're talking about 2 very evenly matched teams with identical records, too. So here's Buck. Lets it go as the shot clock expires.
Jeff McNulty, of course, played a majority of his all-career with the Oshawa Outlaws, now with the Timbermen, and certainly a welcome addition to Joe Sullivan and company.
And LB Toronto.
I think Thompson would have disagreed, but no, most certainly an over and back. He took it on the bounce on the other side of the line, pushed it back, and then went to get it. So that's just a good piece of officiating.
McAlpine there with a shot off the mark, looking for his third of the night. Woods trying to get around the Toronto D.
Well,
And
Mason
that passes off
Kuminga's
the
a
mark.
handful, so that was going to be a real effort to get past Mason Kuminga in tight like that. He's a big, strong fella. And you can see there's going to be another penalty here. And the whole idea when you're trying to defend the three speedsters for the Monarchs is to hit them every time you go by them. So Dance, Buck, and Pfeiffer, every time they cut through the middle, they're getting numerous hits. And right now you saw Nick Baffia take too many liberties because the ball was nowhere near Captain Dance, and he got checked, and hence another power play now for Toronto.
So Toronto with a 1-goal lead here late in the second, looking for their third man advantage tally of the night. Pfeiffer. A little back and forth with Jesso. Sharp angle pass. Pfeiffer lets it go. And that came off with some velocity. 10 on the clock.
Sometimes those high shots aren't by accident.
Buck trying to sneak one through, nothing doing. And it'll be Jacobs coming the other way. 30 seconds gone in the penalty to Baffia. Jacobs pursued by Dilks. Gets it away, now it's Milligan. Milligan, nice pass made there. Gets it back down low. Tucks it past Watson.
Big short-handed marker, Cam Milligan. And
So he's touched on both sides of special teams tonight.
he sure has, and continue
Second
to
of
be
the game.
impressed with the season that Cam Milligan has put together and doing it at both ends. That's a surprise, but great to see the evolution of a player from just predominantly offense to see him open up to all facets of the game and bring more to the table. And I think this is certainly his best Arenalacrosseleague season he's had.
So number 7 makes it 7-7. Under a minute to go in the power play for Toronto. Here they come trying to retake the lead. So a great response from Peterborough in the late seconds of this second frame.
Well, this Peterborough team started the season off pretty hot and then cooled off a bit, and now they've seemed to find a bit of their mojo, but more importantly, having lost 2 straight, they're looking to sort of right the ship before this regular season's over. You always want to go into the playoffs on a positive note.
So you get a shot away as the shot clock expires. 15 seconds left in the Toronto power play. Lemmy to Pfeiffer. Over to Dance, the captain. You can see the penalty killers well positioned there as we return to even strength. It's Lowe's. 90 seconds to go in the second.
They've extended that box. They've collapsed the box right in and forcing Toronto to take shots from way outside. And with a big goalie like Robertson, that leaves the options very limited.
Pfeiffer up ahead. Dilks, nice spin move around Milligan. Here comes Dilks.
Dilks is a veteran, doing a good job defensively and does a lot of the little things right that the team needs, brings some toughness, some grit, and some skill.
Final minute of the second. There's a shot from Battersby. Stop, gets it right back. Clock reset to 20. Pfeiffer. That pass. Over to Buck, lets the shot go. Here it comes. Peterborough the other way. It's Jacobs for the lead. 8-7. Wow, did that happen fast.
I tell you, when you got two netminders that can throw the ball like these two can, transition going to be the difference in this game. And that was on the money to Jacobs, and he made no mistake. Pepper in that corner. First lead of the game for Peterborough. Boy, a big one.
And chalk up his second of the evening. So now Toronto with an opportunity to try and draw even once again before the half.
Well, they got to win this draw here, and Morgan's fought his way back and now giving Heidecker a handful.
So Peterborough will call timeout here. 29.8 on the clock. Timbermen up by 1.
Whatever, right? You don't have that here.
First half nearing its conclusion. Terrific game so far. Peterborough with an 8-7 lead. Looking to complete the series sweep after an 11-10 overtime win back in January.
Well,
they're going to just take their time here. Parent.
Well, they're going to hold it for the last shot here. Net empty, of
That's
course,
right.
extra attacker out there, and with game clock now at 10.
3 up top for Toronto on D. Milligan now. There's a chance. Sharp angle shot stopped. And they get one in. Unbelievable.
Jeff McNulty with
0.6 seconds left.
How about that? Well executed. Got a fortuitous bounce, and McNulty with the extra effort, veteran player, knew right where to go, and he tucked that in just in the nick of time.
Jeff McNulty, number 19. Makes it a 9-7 game. And it was a battle for the ball. Toronto almost came up with it. Little conversation here, by the way, with Dilks and his counterpart as the first half comes to a conclusion. 9-7 is your score. Nothing will come of that. We'll take a break and we'll come back with the second half because the first one was terrific. Welcome back to the track. Jason Davidson alongside Lance Wynn. Lance, Peterborough, Toronto tied at 3s after the opening 15. The Monarchs went on a run. Back came Peterborough. They lead by 2 as we got the second half underway.
Well, and that just exemplifies how far this Peterborough team has come. Despite the 2-game losing streak, they still sit with a 6-6 record, and I think Toronto with a little bit of a letdown, and Peterborough sort of ramped that up, and then getting the benefit of that late goal with 0.6 seconds left, that may have changed momentum. Now, as these two teams exited, of course, you heard some chirping and some bad blood between the two, and I think the question's going to be now is who stays more disciplined? Which team, and which team becomes more focused on the task at hand? So looking forward to a very exciting final 30 minutes.
So on the draw, it will be, let's see, who comes up with it? Heidecker kind of flipped it towards the Peterborough bench, and it goes out of play. Just 7 seconds gone in the third.
Yeah, I think that went off Pfeiffer, and he knew it. The entire Peterborough bench knew it and decided to let the officials know. So hard to argue that one.
Joe Sullivan was right on top of things there. There's a shot, misses wide. That came from Thompson. And now it's Thompson the other way. Great chance there.
Great chance. I think
Robertson on the
Robertson
afterburners, and off he goes.
Well, Robertson made a save, I think, with the 2 fingers of his glove in the post there, and it just goes to show you, Patrick Thompson, boy, when he really ramps it up and becomes aggressive offensively, he's a handful. Great speed, great size, and great skill.
McNulty rodding across. Shot clock winding down, only 5 left. What an effort! That was something else. Fighting off the check. And Peterborough has hit double digits.
Well, I tell you, I didn't think there was any room to maneuver for McAlpine, but his body control, being that close to the crease and being able to slip that in, and again, Achilles' heel of Watson is the size. It's down low by the pads, and they continue to exploit that. Just some great work. McAlpine having himself a fine game.
You could say hats off for McAlpine. Third of the evening. So now Toronto in a bit of a hole down 3. Still early in the third. Pfeiffer gets it back. Being watched by Morgan. Pfeiffer taking a couple of extra whacks there. There's a shot. And it sneaks through. Just the response Toronto needed. And the deficit is back to 2.
Well, Buck, a good job there from that angle. Decided to go to the carpet and use the bounce instead of trying to go high. He's missed a couple times high. He's missed a couple times low. And that in-betweener made the difference to find the mark on Robertson again. Low far side. Weakness to the big goalies.
So Buck with his second of the game. 37th of the season. 90 seconds gone in the third. 10-8 game in favor of Peterborough.
Going to be close to an 8-second count here anyway. Possession's going to belong to Toronto. Some good forechecking.
Pfeiffer. Nice pass made. Wow.
Run
Just
time.
picked up an assist moments ago, and there's another helper.
Well, run time. Good decision by Parker Pfeiffer to find Riley Ford right on the doorstep, and Pfeiffer could have easily taken that shot himself, and instead a great shovel pass over, and quickly enough that a quick one-timer by Ford made the difference, and 2 quick goals, blink of an eye, back to a 1-goal game.
We're only a buck, under 2 minutes gone in the third. We've already had 3 goals.
Fastest game on 2 feet, Mr. Davidson.
You bet. Here's Gasparetti. Plays it back to Thompson. Woods. Back to Thompson. And now it's the captain, Milligan. Stretch pass from Watson. As McKenna is being chased down by Gasparetti.
Well, you like that decoy. McKenna pretends like he doesn't know where the ball is, so the defender's watching him, and he knows exactly where that ball is, just wasn't able to haul it in.
Milligan. That pass off the mark and back to collect. Oh, look at that little flip back by Milligan as he heads off. Shot clock will run out.
I think the importance there, Jason, good job by Milligan to stop a fast break attempt. That ball continues on, and it's an over and back call, and Toronto can continue play right there and get a good scoring opportunity. Instead now they got to set things up in the offensive end.
Dance lost it, albeit briefly, gets it right back. Here's Pfeiffer. That one misses on the far side. Toronto making some changes. And now it's Edwards. As the Timbermen make changes of their own. Rotting. Circles back. Gets the return feed from McNulty. Rotting sends it over. Here's a low shot. And it gets through. Quick release.
Well, there's Aaron Woods again. Right spot. He likes that right shooter spot and changed the angle, brought it down just a bit, and again, another low shot. And we may have a goaltending change, as that may be the end for Watson.
11:20 still to go in the third.
Like
Sam Haynes is pressed into duty.
He'll come in, and the thing about lacrosse, sometimes a goaltender will struggle for a bit, and they'll bring him out, but they'll put him back in. So it's not like that could be the end of the game for Watson at all. We'll see how things fare.
It'll be more of a matter of calming things down, try to change the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, now if Sam Haynes gets hot, though, you can bet he's going to remain where he is. But
Sam Haynes in that overtime loss to Peterborough back in January made 57 saves.
Well, again, you've got two high-quality netminders. There's no shortage of talent on both sides, so sometimes it's just about one goalie feeling a little more than the other.
Buck gets it right back off the bounce.
Rung that off the crossbar. Buck was close.
Pfeiffer spins around. Nice pass made there to Dance. Dance, double coverage. Drops it off for Buck. Great effort there by Dance. Look at that. However, lost at the last moment. Here comes Peterborough. Dance a little slow to get up. Here's Lowe's.
I don't think that was a trip. Unintentionally took him down, though, on a bad angle. Hopefully he's okay. A little slow to head to that bench, but a good job to get something off. Good defense. Sometimes those kind of accidental plays work in your favor, and you got to take them.
Here's Ford as we approach the 5-minute mark of the third.
Well, speaking of Ford, been awfully quiet. Certainly hasn't done anything this quarter. Was quiet in the second, and Riley Ford's a factor out there. He's got to step up.
Well, here's a chance for it right there. Wow. Just off the mark.
Had the opportunity, just wasn't able to
I
execute.
think he's been listening to you from down there.
Go figure. Must not live at my house then. No one listens to me there.
Ford again. Over to Pfeiffer coming off the bench. Pfeiffer. Battersby. Returns it to Pfeiffer. Ford lets it go. And it's handled
I think that
by
was the
Robertson.
case there.
He makes that save look so easy,
He
too.
does, and I think that was the case there. I think Battersby had a better angle. Had he utilized some better footwork and planned it early, he had a clear path to that net. Elected to defer and had to settle for a shot a little further out.
Dozen to go on the shot clock. Looking for an opening as Parrott. That goes off the end boards.
Excellent defense by Lemmy. I like that. He did a good job. Good, solid cross-checking. No slashing.
Nope.
Able to keep the defender right in front of
Kept
him.
it
Good
within
position.
the rules. Pfeiffer being watched by Gasparetti. Pfeiffer able to get away. Throws it across the Dance. Dance through the middle. Ford, big chance, scores. There it is.
Well, they needed him, and that's the thing. As you could see, that it wasn't just myself that recognized that. You had a couple other guys out there, including Pfeiffer, Buck, and the captain, realizing they need Ford and trying to get that engine running and get him on track here, and that's a big goal for Riley Ford.
11-10 is your score. 6.5 minutes gone in the third. Doherty. Now it's Thompson.
Well, going to be interesting to see if Peterborough has an answer. They've answered the last couple times that the Monarchs have put together a bit of a run. Toronto, though, in desperate need of a stop.
That one almost snuck by Haynes. Got just enough of it. And here comes Heidecker. And we'll toss it over to Pfeiffer, who corrals it as always with ease. Menzies, Dance. Nearly halfway through this third quarter. Buck. Shot clock winding down at 5 seconds. Dance gonna let one go, misses. just wide. Took a bit of a bump from Osborne there, too.
I tell you, you can bet there won't be a time where Dance doesn't take a little something if he gets a shot off.
Halfway through the third, 1-goal game. We'll be right back at the track. .7:27 remaining in the third quarter. 11-10 Peterborough with the lead, and starting it up is the captain, Milligan. McAlpine. Rodding at the point. We'll move back down low. Thompson lets it go. Stopped by Haynes. Picked up by Toronto. Here they come the other way. Thompson has some help with him. Nice little screen there.
Thompson probably had a chance to take a couple more steps and would have seen Robertson overcommit down to the low area and went up instead. Back at the other end. Goals surrendered, runs stopped.
And that looks like it's Woods.
Right now, the two X factors in this game have been Aaron Woods and Jack McAlpine for Peterborough. They have stepped up here in this game. Milligan's doing his thing as usual. I'm sure he's got more than a handful of helpers, but those two guys really have come out to play here today.
2-goal lead for Peterborough. And they're looking for more. Here's Jacobs. So a pair of hat tricks for Peterborough tonight, Lance.
Well, certainly, and don't undervalue what Stone Jacobs brings to the table, too. That was some calm, cool job of resetting the offense.
Milligan lets a shot go, handled by Haynes. And here comes Toronto's. They look to get back within one. Lemmy. Jennings in there as well. Lemmy being watched by Rodney, goes behind the net. And it'll be played back to Pfeiffer. Nice shot there from Jennings. And once again, it's a 1-goal game, 12-11.
Well, spreading the wealth around, what Toronto's doing right now, getting a little contribution from a number of players. Jennings been quiet, a good job to come off that screen, and a good overhand to find that corner to beat Robertson. And what they need to do now is focus a little on defense. Defensive unit's going to have to do something to slow down this Timbermen team on offense.
So at no point has a lead in this game been greater than 3. Tight battle indeed. Under 6 to play in the third. Lowe's being chased down by Harlan. Back it goes to Milligan. And Pfeiffer, to the surprise of no one, with another assist. Ooh! That took a little
almost
bounce
a little
there.
Careless around the crease area. Good job by Haynes to save the day and give his team another chance on offense here.
He has been solid in relief of Watson. Pfeiffer, 10 on the shot clock. Back to Ford it goes. Ford gets around Edwards. Running out of time here. Pfeiffer. Nice pass made there! Oh, Dance. Takes a lick and keeps on ticking, and we're at a dozen apiece.
That's a dancer right there, and brings you toughness, brings you skill, brings you leadership. What he brings you is a big goal when you need one, and tell you got to keep your eye on the fries all the time. Doesn't take much with a quick release like that for him to find the back of the net.
So the Toronto captain with 2 tonight, 5:11 to go in the third. The seesaw battle continues. Back and forth we go. Wallace takes a whack, hangs on to it, loses possession. Good piece of back checking from Parent. Here comes Walker the other way. Spins around Wallace.
Probably ill-advised to direct traffic there. He was telling the defense where he was looking and got a stick in the passing lane and knocked that down. Peterborough with another chance now on offense.
Thompson! Just like that, Peterborough back in front, 13-12.
Well, you sometimes can see the way little things turn into big things and the way plays start. And, you look at that play there and the way that went. If you're able to hold on the possession there and not take that, give that turnover, and all of a sudden you get a chance to get Dance back out there and the rest of the offense doesn't go back the other way so quickly and give up a goal.
You mentioned earlier, Lance, the need for balanced scoring, and we're really seeing that here tonight.
Well, you have to, because coming in, we're, of course, week 13, and these teams have played each other. They've watched video. Yep. Everyone has an idea of what the other teams can do and where their strengths are and their weaknesses. And if you don't make those adjustments and get contributions from all over, you're awfully easy and you become predictable.
Quick play the other way. And we are knotted up once again. It's a baker's dozen apiece. 13-13. And we still got 4:17 to go in the third.
I like what McKenna did there. He went straight up that middle, and great job. Teammate found him streaming through in stride, and those are the tough ones for the goalies to handle. And just a good job of sharing the ball.
Ten goals in this third frame.
Well, that's why Jason, a goaltender in lacrosse, never should worry about his goals against average. If they're able to keep it within low double digits, you're doing a great job.
Not a stat to get discouraged by.
No.
Pfeiffer throws it across. Dance briefly lost his footing, gets right back up. Dance with some moves, lets a shot go, stopped. Robertson square to it.
Save. Robertson made that flick of the wrist look easy. Dancer made a great move.
He's so calm in the crease.
Well, he
no
uses,
big deal.
He uses the least amount of energy possible to get the job done.
Here's McNulty. Sent it across. There's a low shot. Does not get through. That came from Woods, who will head off. Thompson. Toronto now looking to take the lead.
Well, they're going to need something from Thompson at some time, too. He's going to have to get back to it. Contributed early in the first, had a few chances, popped one in, and now look for them to go back to him.
Turned over. It's Doherty being chased down by Battersby. Doherty with a shot. And he gets it by Haynes. 14-13.
Costly turnover, and Doherty makes them pay the price. And Doherty's not the guy you're going to expect to see in the score column on the regular, but a great job. Got on his horse and outran Battersby, and a good fake and finish there to beat Haynes.
I'm thinking maybe another 10 feet. Battersby might have caught up to him.
10, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Didn't look like it. Doherty looked like he was going to that net pretty hard.
So 14-13, Peterborough in the lead, under 3 minutes to go. Week 13. Arenalacrosseleague action, which wraps up with a pair tomorrow at the ILA. Taken down. So that's going to be a penalty.
Well, it is, and I don't know. That's a tough one to take, but he'd come over the top near the head area and get him around the neck, and I think that's really what it was about. Not so much about how hard he hit him. And when you're a guy like Mason Kaminga, who's a strong fella, you lay down that lumber like that, that's going to give you the advantage. So a good call by the officials.
Tripping is the call. Milligan will start things up on the power play for Peterborough. Milligan, nice pass there. They work it around. Behind the net, trying to sneak one through. Nothing doing. Haynes was wise to that strategy. Here's Thompson now.
Definitely a design play. Woods, one of the few players on this Peterborough team able to execute that crease dive.
Pfeiffer. Pass is made to Buck. Pass picked off. Gasparetti walks in, looking 5-hole stop by Haynes. Big save there.
Talked about Thompson. Gasparetti's been quiet on the other side for the Timbermen, and he too dangerous, certainly in flight.
Halfway through. The Toronto penalty. 90 seconds to go in the third. 1-goal game. Osborne over to Milligan. Milligan takes a look around, waits for some support.
Well, this has got to be the push rate here for this power play. Running out of time, and you can see Millie's going to be looking for something to go after here.
Kind of faked the shot there, fed it over instead to McNulty.
I'll tell you, that was a great save by Sam Haynes there. The basket, here's Thompson.
Thompson trying to get something going. That shot kind of just not a good release there.
Well, it was in between a sidearm and an overhand. You got to make a choice. And had he gone straight over the shoulder, probably would have been his best bet. Instead, not able to find the mark. Peterborough now with a late chance.
Thompson strikes with 2 seconds to spare on the power play. That's a big goal for Peterborough. They're up 2.
That's just one of those things there. Like I said, Jay, when you got a little thing, you watch it develop. Patrick Thompson has a golden opportunity to get a good shot off, not able to even find any of the net. The carom goes back the other way. Dying seconds of a power play, quick shot, and it's a back into the net for the Timbermen, and now the lead's 2.
46.5 seconds remaining in the third. Morgan and Kaminga will face off. And here comes Lowe's for Peterborough. That shot stopped by Haynes. Kaminga picks it up, takes a tumble, just like turns it over. Rotting now.
Careless. That's all that is. I mean, Kaminga lost his footing, but you just got to slow things down a bit. Get a little composure and make sure that you're able to get that ball out of your own end.
It looks like Joe Sullivan instructed Robertson to just stay in the net. That goes off the post and almost deflected back in. Final seconds of the third. Maybe one last shot here for Toronto. They got to do it quickly. Long range shot comes in. And we will head to our final 15. Peterborough with a 15-13 lead here at the track. We'll be back with the final frame. Back at the track, 15-13 game. Jason Davidson with Lance Quinn, JVI Productions. Lance, wow. What a terrific 45 minutes we've witnessed this evening.
Well, I tell you, I'm not sure if I'm having a flashback or not. It was very similar to last night's game between Brampton and Paris. Another great one here today, and certainly what we expected and talked about off the top about two teams evenly matched, come in, same records, and boy, oh boy, when you look at what's transpired, it really has been just a minimal or marginal things that have changed the difference between what's a save at one end and a goal at the other, or vice versa. And I think that's the beauty of this sport and how quickly things can change. But right now, you're in the final 15 minutes. Teams now have to be a little bit more precise. They have to be a little bit, just slow things down enough and be a lot more deliberate here in this fourth quarter.
Peterborough with the first possession of this opening 15. And when you have a 2-goal lead, there's no need to rush things either. Here's Rotting. Over to McAlpine. McAlpine under 10 on the shot clock. You need to watch closely. He leaves it off for Rotting. That shot goes off the boards and kicks out. And Pfeiffer off the bench will scoop it up.
Well, that's the beauty of the Arenalacrosseleague. You play it where it lies, wherever that ball heads to. You can't touch it after that whistle blows on the over and back. So wherever it rolls, whatever team gets the advantage, that's the way it goes.
Battersby.
It's a tough pass from Buck. Battersby not able to handle that with a defender right on him that tight.
Woods having a discussion with one of the officials here.
I'm not sure what exactly, but official Kyle Coulter is, and I'm not sure if there's something that occurred with Mac Abbott. It looks like he needs some medical attention, so trainer is over there. Not sure if he may have got clipped or looks like he's bleeding from somewhere near the nose or mouth area, and the question will be, do we continue the game with just 2 right now?
So 48 seconds gone in the fourth. McAlpine. Thompson with the shot. Haynes handles it. Harris is met by McAlpine. Gives him a bit of a whack. Harris maintains possession and will await for some support.
Well, you can see the difference in the netminders between Watson and Haynes. Haynes a little more agile. Did a good job to get down and cut that bounce. Popped right back up, got the ball out, and got the offense moving.
There's a shot. That gets through. Right as Pfeiffer was heading to the bench, too.
Well, that was the dancer, and I tell you, he had a lot of room to work with, and you give him a chance to plant that foot and really get a good overhand going, you're in trouble as a netminder. And Jordan Dance stepping up, and like I said, his game just gets stronger as the game goes on.
You could chalk up another hat trick in this contest, Lance.
Well,
that's a trifecta of them.
That's a regular for Dance. I'm not quite sure how many helpers he's got today too, but he usually working close to averaging about 8 to 9 points a game. So, and I may be cutting him a bit short, Dancer. My bad. So they gave that one to Pfeiffer, but I'm pretty sure that was Dance that took that shot.
Might see that one corrected in the box score later.
Milligan with a backhand off the post. That was a good try. He's been quiet as of late, too. We'll see if Millie can step front and center here.
Woods spins around. Milligan, that pass off the mark into the corner. Thompson tried to pick it up, lost it though.
Well, Thompson tried to box out, but there was no one to box out. He needed to go closer and go get that loose ball and not wait for it to come to him. And either way, no harm done this time.
Pfeiffer right back out there with Dance. No surprise there. Buck. Pfeiffer in alone. Oh, what a chance.
Well, you could see where he was going. Right for that top corner, and he didn't miss it by much.
There's a big hit. On the near side, Pfeiffer gets right back up. He'll head off.
Well,
and now it's Gasparetti for Peterborough. 3 minutes gone in this final frame. Peterborough up 1. Milligan. Waiting. Trying to get away from Lemmy. And is able to do just that.
Well, that was just a veteran move right there. Millie just established position, used great footwork to be able to pivot and spin and have a scoring opportunity. That's the second time he scored like that in this game, and he's definitely schooling the youngster there. Big goal from Milligan.
So 3 for Milligan, 1 on the power play, 1 shorthanded, and 1 even strength.
It's not a bad effort by Milligan. Certainly warranted his status as one of the top players in the league.
And still with an outside chance to hit 100 points with 1 game to go after this one. There's a whack. Jennings and Jacobs in a battle.
And that is a good call. Over and back is going to be the call. As see, stick was hit, ball was in the sticks. Whole thing went over. So wasn't just the ball that was hit. So good job by the officials to get together and get it right.
Dance. Buck. Battersby lost it in a battle with Baffia. Battersby chases it down the corners. He continues to battle with Peterborough's number 23.
Great work by Battersby. 2 loose balls he corralled off his own shot. And I tell you, he's crafty. He's got some great stick work.
Ford under 10 on the shot clock. Ford lets it go, stopped. Nicely done there by Robertson. Lewis will pick it up for the Timbermen. Over 4 minutes gone. Ooh, and Woods took a whack up high there from Harlan. Shakes it off. Milligan. Nice pass made there through traffic. Now it's Woods again. Woods spins around, 5 on the shot clock. Here's Thompson. Off the bar it goes.
Good move by Thompson. Boy, he didn't miss that one. Just a fraction from putting that in the net, and that would have extended the lead to 3. That would have been big for the Timbermen.
Woods. 5 minutes gone in the fourth. Peterborough up 2. Milligan. Parent. Wide off the endboards. It's Woods now. And he walks and scores. What a shift for Woods.
Well, the Toronto defense fell asleep there. They all got caught spectating and sagged right back in. And the only one who was awake was Woods as he went to that opening, scooped that up, and he made no mistake. Just a good job, good instincts to find that open area. And when you're in that tight, no chance for any netminder to stop the skill like that.
So the lead is 3, 9:48 remaining in this fourth quarter. Kaminga. Pfeiffer lost the handle. Chasing to the corner. That pass a little high for Kaminga. Under some pressure.
Got to reset and get their offense out there. It's a defensive unit, and
shot clock winding down. Jennings can handle the pass. Peterborough ball.
Well, as an example, you can see the difference between the offensive unit and the defensive unit. Passing just not as crisp.
Milligan under 9 to play. Milligan walks in. That one bounces over the net. Breakout pass for Dilks. Over to Pfeiffer. Back to Dance. Dance will take a look around. Pfeiffer. Nice pass there. Quick release from Buck.
Robertson's come up big when he's needed to so far in this fourth quarter. Toronto's gotten some good looks. They just haven't been able to find the mark on the regular.
Jacobs over to Woods. Woods and Harlan have really been battling each other in this fourth quarter. Jacobs lets a shot go. Does not get through. Will roll all the way back to the Peterborough goaltender.
Good job by Peterborough. Just trying to take as many seconds off the clock.
Yep.
Time on their side right now.
No need to rush the attack. McAlpine to Woods. Lets it go.
Big save by Haynes. See if they can't turn that into something here because Toronto needs something.
Approaching the halfway point of this final frame. Pfeiffer spins around, as he likes to do. Ford gets it back over to Pfeiffer. Shot clock winding down. Pfeiffer looking for options. He's going to cut towards the net. Unable to beat the Peterborough netminder. Here's Dance now. Nice shifty move.
Big save by Robertson. Man, the dancer was in tight.
Schultzke now for Peterborough. 7 minutes left in the fourth. 3-goal game. Parent. Time is becoming of the essence, Lanswin.
It most certainly is, and this is money cutting to be money time with these two teams. And boy, Toronto's dodged some bullets defensively, but haven't been able to finish at the offensive end.
Nice stretch pass there from Haynes. Here comes Jennings now, walks in, and another great save made by Robertson.
Robertson standing tall when he needs to. That's his third big save from point blank to stop a goal.
Milligan passes it off, gets it back. Milligan will head to the bench. Woods walks in. Can he go 5-hole? Nothing doing. Big save there by Haynes.
Haynes doing a good job of matching Robertson. Has done a great job since coming in.
And try and just chip away, because the time is starting to move fast for Toronto. Pfeiffer gets it back. Over to Dance. Dance walks in. Nice move. Rebound chance for Ford.
Finally on a rebound because Dancer did all the work there. Robertson, great job to make a big save on Dance again. But right on the doorstep, Riley Ford using his long reach there to pick up the rebound and pocket another one.
Don't go anywhere, folks. It's a 2-goal game. Peterborough in the lead. 5:40 left.
That was a much-needed goal for the Toronto Monarchs. See here if they can't keep the momentum going. Going to be a big face-off here.
Great face-off win there for Heidecker. Over to Pfeiffer. Delayed penalty.
So delayed penalty. It's going to be a late hit. I think a little over-excessive on Heidecker, and they're going to get the call.
Pfeiffer scoops it up. Shot clock winding down. Nice pass made there. Buck walks in. What a piece of work.
I tell you, that was
power play not required.
That was a great job by Buck because he was wrapped up with a defender all over him, draped on him like a jersey, still able to maneuver his way to that net and get off enough on that shot to find the back. And boy, we got a good one here. Pressure now swinging, momentum right now, working in the side of the Monarchs, still trailing by 1.
5:11 remaining. That's why I always toss out that disclaimer. Barring a goal, they'll be going to the power play.
Well, that's why it's delayed, right? You can see. Taking advantage of that. See here, another big face-off, Morgan and Heidecker. They've been doing battle all game.
Tanner Buck. That puts him 2 shy of 40 on the year.
Good job by Baffietta coming back up in the face-off. Give Peterborough possession here.
McAlpine gets it right back. Shot handled by Haynes.
Well, Haynes read that like a book. There was no other place he could go.
McKenna. 1-goal game. Quick pass made. Pfeiffer.
Like that attack, back door. Had the Fife dog. He just wasn't able to slip that one 5-hole.
Woods. Pass made there. Parker across. Walking in is Thompson. He's had a good game. That won't get through. .404 remaining. Don't go away. We'll be back with a finish. The home stretch. 4:04 remaining. Lance win. Peterborough 17, Toronto 16.
Well, it's been a good one. It's going to be time now for the big players for Toronto to step up here. They're down a goal, and you can't win this one until you tie it. So I think you got to go through your main guys. You got to have a touch here for Buck, a touch for the Fife dog, and work it around, of course, to Dancer some way.
Dance. That one sails over the net. Battle at the end boards. Peterborough able to come up with this. They break out.
Good job to handle that pressure and get that loose ball behind there. Peterborough now with a chance on offense here to make things very difficult if they can pocket a goal.
Milligan. Sent it across to Rodding. Rodding. Nifty little pass there across the crease. Shot clock winding down. Jacobs will just throw it towards the net. Low risk shot. And it's picked up by Toronto. We're down to 3 minutes remaining.
Interesting tactic there. You saw Peterborough look like they let up on offense and decided to concede and settle for a shot way out with the shot clock winding down, not wanting to take any risks. See now what the Monarchs can do.
That one just got away from Dance. Schultzke waiting for some support. Leaves it back for Jacobs. Jacobs will slow things down a bit as he feeds Woods. 2:30 on the clock. Milligan lets it go. Haynes square to the shot.
Well, that's where they want
Fresh
Milligan.
30 for Toronto.
That's where they want Milligan to shoot from, not anywhere closer than that. Big difference, they've switched up and put Mason Kaminga on Cam Milligan, and that's made a difference. Certainly slowed him down.
Great chance for the tie there. Just off the mark.
Toronto getting their chances, just not able to finish right now, and still plenty of time.
Tanner Buck with that chance. Seemed to move a little gingerly towards the bench. Keep an eye on him. A $1:40 left in regulation. We'll also keep an eye on the Toronto net, see if there's any movement from Haynes in the next 30 seconds or so. Oh, look at that, trying the old sneak attack. Rodding, getting a little crafty.
Boy,
now it's Jennings.
Toronto's ramped up their defense here in the late goings. They need to, but they need to get a goal here. They need to get their offense out there, and Ford now has to do something.
Now it's a pile-on for possession. Ford comes up with it. Shot clock winding down. Ford lets it go. That misses well wide.
Not sure if you're Riley Ford why you take that shot so hard from a wrong side of the floor. Creates a carom that went the whole distance now, and Peterborough doesn't have to work to get it up into the offensive end.
Peterborough, see what they do with this possession. They're going to try and milk the clock as much as possible. Thompson walks in, spins around, lets it go. Haynes the save. Picked up by Toronto. Kaminga. That got away from Buck. He's back on. They whistle things down. Timeout is the call. 33.4 seconds left.
Well, Jason, are you the coach for the set, or is it going to be me? Because I can tell you, if you're the Toronto Monarchs right now, the play that you're diagramming is the play you used earlier that got you 2 goals. You I think you go to your most surest hand player. Your first option's got to be Jordan Dance. Your second's got to be Buck. Fife Dog's going to be around the ball anyway.
Buck on the right side, Pfeiffer on the left side.
Yeah, and you keep an eye because it may come down to a rebound and Riley Ford there, and you can see Ford out there, and you'll see Lemmy is going to filter right in the middle. So the net's going to be empty now. Mind you, 33.4 seconds, only a 30-second shot clock, so that 3 seconds is huge. A whole lot can happen in that time. But if you're Toronto, you got to figure desperation mode, you need a goal.
So 6 on 5. Both games between these squads this season, tight affairs. Here we go. Dance. With some room. Walks in. We're tied. It's almost like you called that one.
Number one option, number 23. And it's simple as that. What I didn't expect, though, was the Peterborough defense to spread so wide open and allow Dance to walk right up the middle. They've been making it difficult for him the entire game to get to where he wanted to be. And in that particular instance, you really needed to be collapsed and force an outside shot. Instead, you let the Dancer roll in, and he made him pay.
The sea got parted, and he took full advantage.
Sure did, and there's no one named Moses here, and that's unfortunate, but either way, it's a tie ball game.
What a resilient comeback by Toronto in this fourth. Big face-off win there. Heidecker coming in. Oh, big opportunity.
That would have been something else if Heidecker was able to capitalize, and take a timeout by Peterborough. And I think this time we'll take a break and let the dust settle.
I think we need a breather. We'll be back in a second. "17 seconds ago." It's 17s all over the scoreboard right now. 17-17. Lance, what's the strategy here?
Well, I think you got to let this clock wind down, but it's got to go into the hands of Cam Milligan. Cam Milligan's got to touch this ball at some point in time, so we'll see what happens here, probably off the screen on the curl around.
Here we go. Buzzer beater? No, off the mark. And for the second time this season, between these two sides, extra time is required. And honestly, you feel like a game like this needs just that. Right?
We will now play some overtime.
Bonus lacrosse, Lance win. 17-17, next goal wins.
Doesn't get it much better than that, and only fitting and a big draw. So first possession belongs to the Toronto Monarchs, going the other way this time.
Here's Pfeiffer. Over to Buck. Here comes Dance. He scored that equalizer. Dance with a shot. Almost snuck past.
We got an injured player down, and I'm not quite sure what happened.
It's kind of away from the play.
Certainly away from the play, and I'm not sure how they're going to award the possession on this either, whether or not they feel like the whistle went prior to anyone having possession or not. And
looks like he's favoring his left knee area.
Looks like his right knee, and we're not quite sure though
right?
Again.
We'll come back. And welcome back. So Holden Lowe's obviously suffering a lower body injury on the near side. No weight right now, Lance, on his right leg.
Yeah, tough to see, and it's clear he's in quite a bit of discomfort, and just amazing the fact that he was able to at least roll over and put himself in a position to be able to get assisted up. And we will, of course, get a report to everyone out there as soon as we get one, and hopefully his injury isn't going to affect his remainder of the season.
Heat of the battle can get intense. Neither team wants to see something like that.
No, and when you play a sport as physically demanding as lacrosse, you're really sometimes surprising that there aren't more injuries and how tough these guys are. And you look at the kind of hits that they take each and every time they jump on that carpet, and shows you how tough they are, resilient they are, and also have to have a little bit of luck on your side too.
Play resumes. Morgan right off the draw. He's going to walk in with a chance for the win. Shoots and ends it. It took 7 seconds, Lance. 7 seconds of the resumption of play. And Peterborough completes the season series sweep over the Toronto Monarchs for a second time in extra time.
Impressive and not expected, as Morgan, I told you about the importance of the draws, the beginning of the game, the battle, and he just was offensively aggressive, had his mind made up, and a good bounce shot to win the game for the Timbermen.
And you know what? That's going to put a smile on the face of Holden Lowe's as well. That will do it for this one. You got a busy one tomorrow with a doubleheader. Don't forget about the time change, however. So 18-17, your final score. The winning goal coming from Morgan just 26 seconds in to the extra frame. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. For everyone here at JVI Productions, Lance Wynn, this is Jason Davidson. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.